Today is the last webinar as part of the 2021 Virtual Fitness and Recreation Industry Technology Summit. So this equates now to over 1,200 minutes, 20 hours of free education as our gift to the fitness industry. We can deliver this as a gift thanks to the speakers. All of our speakers have agreed to do their presentations for free, and allowed us to record their presentations, and we're so grateful to every speaker. The partners, the sponsors, and our supporters. For without them, we couldn't have delivered the virtual event free to the industry. So if you've missed any of the webinars, just go to fitnessindustrytechsummit.com.au and you can get the recordings, or you can actually book to come to the main event in February, which will be our face-to-face or our live event. Plus, if you use the code ACTIVE, you will save $100. Now, I'm really excited to announce today that we've secured our keynote speaker to open the event. Dan Monheit is our keynote speaker, and his presentation is behavior change in 2022. Dan is on a mission to help more business leaders, marketers, and brands understand why people do what they do. Should make for a fascinating keynote and a great way to launch the 2022 Face-to-Face Tech Summit. So as I said, register at fitnessindustrytechsummit.com.au. Now, our silver sponsor for both our virtual event as well as our face-to-face event is Wellness Solutions. Now, this was one of our most popular sponsors at our face-to-face event back in 2019, owing to their incredible massage chairs. So today it's great to have their marketing manager, Chantel, with us. Welcome, Chantel, and tell us what is new with Wellness Solutions.
Thank you so much, JT. And I can start off by saying, first of all, we're very excited for next year's event in person. And for those people that loved those massage chairs last time, I'll give you a little sneak peek. That is going to be happening once again next year. So we're really excited for that. So I'm going to share my screen with me right now, and hopefully you guys can see that up on screen, and it is nice and clear, and we are set to go. So first and foremost, JT, thank you so much for the opportunity to just drop into the webinar this afternoon and tell everyone a little bit about Wellness Solutions. As you mentioned already, we are the silver partner for the Fitness and Recreation Industry Technology Summit. We're really proud to be the partner for the event, and having attended the very first Fit and Rec Industry Technology Summit myself, I am super excited for next year's event, and I'm really excited to see everyone back in person once again next year. So I just wanted to really quickly tell everyone a little bit about Wellness Solutions and talk to you about some of the areas that we specialize in. So we work with fitness businesses, whether they be small, medium or large, or multi-chain health clubs, and we deliver wellness solutions for your business. Now, there's three specific areas that we focus on. One is wellness spaces, the other is wellness pods, and the third is wellness videos. When it comes to wellness spaces, that includes fitting out new facilities as well as converting existing spaces. With wellness pods, we've got a large range of contact-free relaxation pods, just like the massage chair that JT mentioned earlier, and I'll tell you a little bit more about those in just a second. And with our wellness videos, this is a really unique delivery because we have a library of thousands of videos that are exercise and health related. They're education videos as well as exercise videos. Plus, you can stream them in club or online via a mobile app. So let me tell you briefly about wellness spaces. Now, these can fit to any size space, any configuration. It really just depends on your business needs. There is no space too small for these, and a lounge can be fully customized. To give you a bit of an example of that, we recently opened up a new concept in Cronulla, in New South Wales, called Club W, and we fitted out that space with wellness pods, with immersive studios, with a wellness lounge, and much, much more. So really anything is possible, and we can customize that to the space that you have. Now, when it comes to our wellness pods, which we've touched on briefly, the 3 pods that we have available for our fitness centres and our businesses within Australia are the O2 breathing and meditation chair. It is the only breathing chair in the world, an incredible experience for members. Infrared sauna with meditation, and our recovery massage chair, which I can attest to is my favorite of all of the wellness pods. They're all completely unique options, and once again, available to fit into any size space that you may have. Now, one of the biggest advantages of these wellness pods is particularly fitting for 2021, and that is that they allow your customers to have a completely contactless, hands-free wellness relaxation experience, which, as I'm sure you're aware, is something that is very top of mind for a lot of our members these days. Plus, in addition to that, they're a great way to add incremental revenue to your business. Last but certainly not least are our wellness videos. Now, these are thousands of movement, exercise and wellness education videos in this particular library. 3 different brands: Move 123, Move 123 Silver, and Mind 123 Wellness Education. What's particularly unique about these videos is that they are delivered in bite-sized durations, starting from as little as 5 minutes. If you think about your yoga, Pilates, cardio, strength, dance, all types of formats, 5 minutes, 10, 20, and 30 minutes. So really unique, small durations, bite-sized chunks. In addition, the Silver Library is very unique, specifically designed for our seniors markets, and our wellness education videos are interviews with health experts. So a really great range of options there when it comes to video content. I'm just going to show you a quick 20-second video to give you a bit of a feel of how those pods and the content could potentially fit into a space. So that gives you an idea of how come together. And just to finish off with today, or before I finish off, I did want to briefly show you Club W. And for those of you that are based in Sydney, we'd love to invite you down to have a look. It gives you a really good indication of how the wellness pods and the content can fit into a space. I mentioned this one earlier. A couple of examples up on screen of our immersive studio, the breathing meditation chair and the wellness lounge, as well as the co-working floor. But you're very welcome to drop on in, maybe when you're in Sydney for the Fitness and Recreation Industry Tech Summit, and take a look as well. So as I mentioned earlier, if you would like to test out that massage chair, we would love to see you at the event. We will be there with the chair. And to find out more about Wellness Solutions, you can jump online and see us at wellnesssolutions.com.au. And I cannot wait to see everyone at next year's event. JT, thank you very much for having us along today.
It is an absolute pleasure. I can tell everybody I've been to Club W, and it's definitely worth the trip to the south side of Sydney to check it out. And it's fantastic to be able to see the capabilities of the Wellness Solutions products, and looking at in that studio how tiny some of the rooms are and how you can generate income from small spaces. So definitely worth checking out. Thank you, Chantel, for all of your support. And we do look forward to seeing you in February with your massage chair. If you don't have your massage chair, don't bother coming.
I get the message.
Thank you. Now, I also want to introduce today Owen from the Wellness Program. Great to have you here, Owen, and I know you are squeezing us in because you are flat out at the moment and you are working your little tail off telling everybody all about the Wellness Program and Coach Welly. So, mate, can I hand it over to you, because it's probably a brand that not many people in Australia have heard of or even know about at the moment.
Yes, thank you so much, JT. And again, very excited to be part of the event. We got a little bit scuppered this year, but I think we're going to be back and stronger next year with you and everyone in Sydney. So hopefully we see everyone there. Coach Welly is a brand new AI technology for the fitness industry. Coach Welly effectively acts as a virtual staff member for your gym, heavily integrated with your gym management software platform, and acts as a bridge between people getting personal training and all of those that don't get any help and that maybe don't get as much staff assistance as we would love to give them. And we know from the stats, 90% of people in a gym don't get personal training by and large. And so there's a lot of people there that need a bit more help, need a bit more assistance, don't necessarily get it. So I'm going to play you a little quick video. This one's only about 50 seconds long, just to give you a little bit of a visual experience of what Coach Welly is going to be bringing to the market in 2022. And let me know if you can see this, JT. Fantastic. So look, that's a little taste of the member experience there. Look, no member signs up at our facilities wanting to fail, and yet many of them do. We're really, really passionate about trying to address that problem and allowing gyms to engage all of their members every single day, 24/7, without having to hire a huge number of staff to do so, because it's not commercially viable. If you're coming to the event in Sydney, you'll be able to meet me and meet Coach Welly and have a little bit of a play and chat, and really just can't wait to bring this to the market next year. We're halfway through our capital raise, which is going really well, and we're lined up for really significant market growth next year, and really bringing a solution to members that's new and exciting and tech focused and should have a big impact.
Mate, that is super exciting. I'm actually talking today in one of my lessons for 2022 around artificial intelligence and the personalization, and just watching that video absolutely nailed personalization for me. And that is going to be a critical factor of embracing technology in our businesses, not just next year, but moving forward, because that's what the consumer expects.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's not to take away from the staff. We need world-class staff providing world-class and human experiences, but we simply can't afford to have 30 staff engaging and touching base with every member every second of the day. So we need to find a way to do both. And this is certainly a tool I think will help us take some good steps towards that. So look, I'll sign off. I'll turn the camera off, and JT, over to you. Looking forward to a wonderful session, and thanks for having us involved again.
Thank you, sir. There we go. We are ready to go. Someone in your business must have foresight to look into the future. Someone in your business has to be the one to get intimate knowledge of your prospective, your current and past clients or members. Someone has to have innovation pumping through their veins. Someone has to look at business differently, indeed technology differently. Someone in your business must have courage to try new things. That someone can be you. And in the next 45 minutes or so, I guarantee to give you enough education, ideas, and inspiration to love technology, love your people, and give you permission to love your current business model. I'm going to share 9 tech lessons you simply must follow in 2022 to run a profitable fitness business. And to be honest, I don't really care if you're a PT in the park or the CEO of global brands Planet Fitness or Exponential Fitness. If you follow these lessons, you will shift the decimal point on your bank balance to the right at least one space. Here are the 9 lessons that we're going to work through today. One by one, we'll go through them and I'll explain them all. And you see, in 2020 and 2021, I've been lucky enough to work with clients in Australia and the US. And as I enter my 18th year as a Rex Roundtable chair, I've had ringside seats as owners slug out growing their business through a pandemic. I get to see them throw high energy punches, high risk punches, and yet get return on those big hooks. I get to see the more scientific approach to leadership, innovation, and development by people jabbing, owners jabbing around the ring before they throw that knockout punch. They use those low energy, low risk punches just to simply line up for what they want to knock out. And in the past 24 months, I have seen owners knock their challengers out of the ring. I've also seen many of them waste energy and waste resources with not enough structure, not enough planning. I've seen them knocked to the canvas. Additionally, I've sat in on hours and hours of webinars, listened to numerous podcasts, read reams of pages, and wasted maybe hours of listening to self-proclaimed experts, both within the industry and out of the industry, on how to 10x, 15x, or even 20x your business by pivoting and leveraging time for money, by developing automated sales funnels that will lead you to being able to move to the Bahamas and work on a laptop at the beach. Here's a tip. Sand in your laptop? Well, that's going to ruin your laptop. Now, before I start these 9 lessons for you, I want to take you on a history lesson around the fitness industry. 32 years in the fitness industry has been my lifespan. And perhaps this is just the confessions of a former gym owner. Maybe it's observations. Maybe it's a bit of both. But the historical problems with the fitness industry are twofold. We have no patience. We want everything yesterday. We're not prepared to lay a strong foundation for our castles, nor are we prepared to build our castles brick by brick. We want to use prefabricated walls and hope that no matter the challenges that are thrown at us, those walls will not fall. Patience is our problem. We also suffer SBOS, shiny bright object syndrome. We lurch in our business from one thing to the next, simply to solve the problems in our business, rather than turning the mirror on our own business and analyzing the problem, then finding the solution. Steve Jobs once said, when you first start off trying to solve a problem, the first solutions you come up with are very complex, and most people stop there. But if you keep going and live with the problem and peel more layers of the onion off, you can oftentimes arrive at a very elegant and simple solution. Most people don't put in the time or the energy to get there. No better quote there from Steve Jobs for us summing up the fitness industry. And there is the first lesson for today. Stop throwing money at technology and hoping it's just going to fix your business problems. First, seek to understand the problem, then search to find the right solution. And your role as the leader of the business, your role is to really define the problem as specifically as you can. And when you do, then you can define the solution. So define the problem in order to define the solution. I think I saw someone had a question. Did I? Kylie, I'll come back to you on that question. Okay, so let's get into lesson number 1. Lesson number 1. I'd like to read a post to you. This came up on my news feed during COVID, during lockdown in Sydney. And it came up on my news feed from a business consultant. a business consultant based in Sydney, said, I joined a gym yesterday and went to my first class today. The people there were really nice. The problem with this post was quite simply this. Gyms were closed. There were no face-to-face classes. So this is obviously an automated post, but that automated post showed insensitivity to gym owners, insensitivity to their businesses, and also it made him look pretty stupid, to be honest. Pretty stupid. So, whoops, I want to go back. How do I go back? See if I can. Then I want to share with you this, the second one. This came from an email when I renewed my New South Wales Waratahs membership. Look what it says. Dear blank, an automated email. Automation is designed to make life easy, but if you don't use it properly, it makes you look stupid. Dear who? Dear who? I've given you all my details. So there's two examples of automation. Now, let me give you the third example. The third example on the Fitness Business Podcast, we've been emailing a business consultant who I receive an email from every single day looking for clients. He's well regarded, very, very, very good consultant in the United States. I have replied to his emails. I've sent him a message, an email using his email address. I've posted on Facebook and Instagram. Problem is, everything is so automated, he's never responded. We're trying to give him an opportunity to grow his business, and yet the automation has meant that he hasn't connected with us. Now, you'd never do anything like that, would you? As a business owner, you'd never screw that sort of thing up like these people. You'd never send an email to a client who's interested in running a marathon with all the content around weight loss. Or you'd never send an email to clients or members about HIIT training when some of those members have high blood pressure and HIIT training is the last thing they should do. These are examples that happen every single day in our businesses because we automate things. And you see, the dictionary defines automation as the technique of making an apparatus, a process, or a system operate automatically. And the theoretical beauty of that process or system is that no labor is now needed, saving you money whilst talking to a customer. But let's take this digital experience to an analog one, a face-to-face experience. I want you to think about what happens if you're at a dinner party or out to dinner with friends and you ask someone a question. After they answer that question, you start talking about something completely different. The tangent you go on is neither relevant to them or, perhaps most importantly, adds no value to your relationship with them. This, therefore, becomes a waste of an opportunity, a waste to connect, and that person will not look nicely upon you. Automation is great in our business when it is relevant and when it adds value. Let me say that again. Automation is great in our business when it is relevant and adds value. So let's look at a digital product that never, ever makes them look stupid. Amazon and Netflix. They both share products, movies, shows that, based on my previous experience, will satisfy my needs. This, of course, is called artificial intelligence. It's what Owen was talking about with Coach Welly. Now, general artificial intelligence is like what you might see in the movies, where machines emulate human intelligence. They think strategically, abstractively, some creatively, but they have the ability to handle a range of complex tasks. While machines can perform some tasks better than humans, e.g. data processing, way better than humans on data processing. The fully realized version of artificial intelligence does not yet exist outside the silver screen. That's why there must be the human and machine collaboration. It's crucial. Owen talked about it with Coach Welly. With artificial intelligence and automation, we're not getting rid of the human being. So we can't get lazy. We still need the human involved. It is crucial for the growth of our business. The problem for you, your members are actually experiencing a version of AI every day in their lives. And when you attempt to deliver some AI type of communication and it's too weak, or it's too general, or it's too automated, it makes you look silly. Automation in your business is an absolute asset, but it is not set and forget. You need to measure success, tweak, and always improve. And for goodness sake, please turn off your automation when events occur in your community, in your country, or in the world. Otherwise, it's bad for your brand. You look stupid. Let's go to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2, perhaps a controversial lesson for many of us. And I want you to imagine if the Macca's CEO, Chris Kemzinski walked into a board meeting at McDonald's and said, forget our history, ladies and gents. Forget that. Forget that we've always made burgers. Today and moving forward, we're going to make pizza. Well, I reckon he'd be on seek.com or indeed.com looking for a new CEO role within minutes. And yet there is no difference with what we have seen in the fitness industry. We've seen bricks and mortar businesses pivot, and I hate that word, but pivot to sell digital programs. Over the last 2 years, I've seen every size business launch a digital product. I've seen clubs where it has had minimal uptake because the reality is members joined the gym for the physical gym, for the physical community. Digital doesn't meet their needs. People joined you because of your facility and what they needed. They didn't join you for the digital. Giving that as an option for current members, for many of them, it's not an option. It's not what they want. You are now serving them something that simply doesn't add value to the majority of their experience with you. In fact, ask them where you should be spending your money, and I reckon you'll get a very different answer to spending it on digital. Now, this may appear that I'm going against the grain of so many industry experts. So many are saying we have to embrace digital and it has to be part of our offerings. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's easy to embrace digital when you have an endless pit of money, when you're a big organization. But if you're a PT, an independent, a franchise, it's much harder to embrace that technology. So I'm saying be very careful about going hybrid. Otherwise, that pot of money will disappear very quickly. So here are my 5 thoughts on what experts are calling the phygital evolution in the fitness industry. Number 1 for me is you've got to really define what digital means in your business. And there are numerous definitions. From my observations, it could mean on-demand virtual classes inside your gym. Excuse me. On-demand virtual classes on your website or on a platform that you own. It could be Zoom personal training, Zoom group training, PT where you send me sessions and I do them. Maybe it means something else to you. I'd love to know. But forget everyone else. You need to be crystal clear as the leader of your business on what digital means to you and the place that it has inside your business. As the leader of the business, just ensure you are super clear what the scope of digital is in your business. Number 2, who's your digital product for? Is it for existing members, new members? Perhaps it's for community outside of gym members, the 80% that aren't coming to gyms. When you can answer that, you'll have an idea of what your budget should be and what you want to dedicate to developing your digital product. Plus, of course, you've got who, then you can work out where to market to and also your marketing message. Many clubs have simply added digital as an offering to help keep members. My question is this the best use of time, energy, money, resources, all as a member save strategy? I say run your numbers. Run your numbers. Number 3, understand that when you enter this digital world of exercise, you are now competing with and being compared to a plethora of digital players in the marketplace, ones that probably have a lot more money and a lot more R&D than you. You're also very late to the party with quite potentially this undercapitalized product. People already have their dance partner. Now you've got to interrupt that dance and quickly convince them to switch dance partners to you. Now, most owners tell me their product is just for members. So that justifies to them that they're not actually competing with anybody else. But you've still got to put all of this together for a quality product and then get a return on investment. Which brings me to point number 4. Digital still means people. Every business I have seen fail with digital is because it's just another thing that the owner or the manager has to do. So let's be clear. Owners and managers have not removed anything from their to-do list pre-COVID. 2019, they've got their to-do list. Now they've added digital to that list. They've added a whole new business segment to their list. Now, this means something has to give. You simply cannot add a huge task like digital part of your business without taking something off your list. The businesses that have succeeded with whatever digital offering that may be are the ones that have decided that they need a dedicated person to work on it. The businesses that are succeeding have people driving that product. They're driving the programming, the sales, the marketing, the retention. They're taking it as a second business. It's simply another business under your main umbrella, and you need to drive it that way. Number 5, you are you. Stop listening to experts like me. You know your business better than anybody else. You know your members and you know your community better than any expert on the planet. So if you think digital can work, run your numbers. If you think you can make it work and you can redirect your time, your energy, your effort and resources away from your bricks and mortar facility to drive digital, go for it. For me, Phygital is completely new business model. And if you don't treat it as such, it will be a black hole that you'll be pouring money into. You can absolutely run a non-digital workout experience with no digital component and be successful in 2022. Don't feel you have to go down the road of tech if it doesn't fit your business model. All right, let's move to number 3. The message for 2022 for you is that your customers, your current customers, your current clients and members are probably more tech savvy in every facet of their life than in the history of mankind. And as a fitness business owner, you need to catch up to these members, and then you need to get ahead of your customers. And the metaphor that I use with lots of business owners is this. We jump on a treadmill, the treadmill's set at 12 kilometers an hour. And if you're running at 11.5 kilometers an hour, you're just a fraction off that treadmill pace, which means every second you're going a little bit further back on that treadmill. And eventually you come off. Alternatively, you could be running at 12.5 kilometers. And every second you're going a little bit further down the bed. You're getting closer to the front of the treadmill, and you're actually getting ahead of the treadmill. And that's what we need to be doing in our business. Your customers are consuming technology like Netflix every day. When they watch Netflix, this is what comes up on their screen. They suggest what I will look at next based on my watching behavior. And then you have to make a conscious decision to exit Netflix. Otherwise, the next show just starts. On Amazon, we get the same thing. You see, your customers are getting so used to personalization that we have to match it. They are raising the bar of personalization across society, and they're raising the bar on us as business owners. I would go so far as saying, in your new normal, non-working life, you also enjoy, you also take advantage of all these benefits of technology. In fact, you yourself are tech savvy, and yet in business, you are possibly not the same savviness. I think I know the reason. In business, we're just not sure what to do. We don't have the budget, and we don't know where to start. And I can answer all 3 questions for you. Number 1, what should you do? Well, what is obvious is that we need to create personalized experiences for your clients and members where you can use technology to help you out. Where do you start? Well, you start by adding value to your customers. You start where value will be added. And number 3, the budget. Simply commit to a dollar figure to invest, and then find a product that meets that budget. It's as simple as that. Now, while we're on budgets, in one of the past webinars that we've done for the Tech Summit, one attendee asked if there was a software equivalent to our platinum partner Keep Me, but cheaper. Now, let me tell you something. When I owned a gym, every piece of software that we had in our gym is really expensive, and was really expensive when you don't use it, when you don't use the capabilities. Just buying software does not give you a return on investment. Installing software, just installing technology, doesn't make you tech savvy, nor will it solve your problems. Installing software and using it to meet your business goals, that's what makes you smart. When you don't use it, it's expensive. When you do use it and you use it well, there is a massive return on investment. So if something costs you $1,000 a month, then you'd expect to make a minimum of $1,250 back from that $1,000. A 25% return over 30 days, that's better than any bank would ever give you. But just getting technology and not using it is not good enough. Our role as business owners is we have to dive into technology head first. Software and technology will not only help keep you up with your members, but it will allow you to get ahead of them when you use it. Understand it and use it. So let's talk about lesson number 4. And this is a very delicate lesson for me, as we've got 3 software companies who are all of our sponsors. So I want to preface this lesson is that from my experience with our sponsors, and I've worked with these sponsors for years, is that they are awesome to deal with. And why are they awesome to deal with? Our sponsors listen to the customer. They listen to what you want, and they make adjustments to their products based on what you want. But too many times I hear owners saying about their various software companies, whether it's MailChimp to an industry-based software, they say this: I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could. Now, I've heard this particularly in the US. I hear them say, I'm going with super software because they're the best of a bad lot. Now, that's not the reason to buy software. We all have our software. We need to give the feedback, like I said, to our current sponsors who listen to what we need from our software, and then they adjust, they personalize, they tailor the product to the needs that we have. What I've seen for the last 30 years in our industry is software companies telling you as the owner of the business what you need from your software. No, no, no. You need to tell your software owners what you want, what reports you need, what will help you run your business better. That is the most important thing. How do you run your business more efficiently? With better reporting. Push back on your suppliers. I even heard one software provider in the UK tell their chief intelligence officer, CIO, or information officer of a gym chain that report that they wanted was not necessary to run their business. Excuse me? They know how to run their business. Software providers provide the software and the reports. Now, enough sledging of software providers. You as owners, you also must step up. Here's my number 1 tip for you. Be very, very, very clear of what you want from any software that you use in your business. And when I mean software, I can mean anything from accounting like Xero, to programming, to communication, to member management, to billing, anything that you use in your business. Be very clear on what you want. You've got to take the time to write the brief of what you want, and then you have to do the due diligence. Don't take shortcuts. Don't take any shortcuts to find the right provider. Do the due diligence. And part of that is these questions. Updates. How often do they update their product? And what does that updating actually involve? You're going to have staff turnover. So what's additional training to use that software? What does that cost? What does that look like? Personalization of the package for your business. We know no fitness businesses are the same as each other, and you'll grow into your software. So what changes as your business grows will that personalization look like? And finally, what is the cost of everything? It's important you get an idea of the brief. Can they meet your brief? But also, can they meet your budget? What is the total cost of doing everything you need? We put a software package in when I had my club in from the UK. We were one of the first in Australia to have it. And I can tell you, we did so many updates. We needed so much personalization. We needed so much additional training. I never asked what that total cost was. And it was probably the most expensive mistake I made in 16 years of running a health club. I wasn't clear on my brief, and I didn't find out all the details. So I want to inspire you in this lesson number 4 to truly push back on your current software providers or your future software providers and ensure you're getting the best result that you can from your software. I used to use Infusionsoft in my business. Everyone told me that Infusionsoft for active management was the software I should be using. And for over 5 years, we used just a fraction of the capabilities of this software because I never took the time to get my head around how it could fit my business. Instead, my business was fitting it. So I decided to get rid of it. We rang up to cancel. They downgraded our package, gave me 2 months free. That kept me for another 12 months before I finally canceled. Again, another expensive mistake in business. My problem with Infusionsoft in active management went back 6 years, not having a clear idea of what I wanted in my business, how I wanted the software to work in my business, and then doing my due diligence. Please learn from my mistakes. Lesson number 5. Is there anyone on the planet who has not heard of Zoom? Is there anyone on the planet who did not use Zoom or Microsoft Teams in the last 2 years? Of course there is, but they're probably not your market. What has occurred though, through necessity, has been the understanding of video chat. In fact, many of the people I work with don't even say it's video chat. They go, do you want a Zoom? When I was growing up, we didn't vacuum, we hoovered. We didn't photocopy, we Xeroxed. Now we don't video chat, we Zoom. We don't search, we Google. Zoom has simply become part of our language. It's a noun, but it's also now a verb. Now, the negative is that everyone apparently is over Zooming. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. But then they're back on Zoom the next week or the next month. So let's just take a step back. Let's take a breath. If 95% of the population know how to use Zoom or at least FaceTime, how can we take advantage of this new comfortability on video calls to help our business? Could you be using Zoom to do a virtual tour? i.e. someone calls your club? Why not flip them across to FaceTime or Zoom and treat that phone inquiry as you would a walk-in? Pre-chat, tour, price presentation, link in chat box to join right there and then. Reduces the friction, makes it easy for the person to join. We also know everyone is busy. We know not everyone reads emails. And we use emails as a way to onboard the majority of our members. What about having onboarding calls in groups or one-on-one? One-on-one at a time that suits them. This could be a great way to build connections with new members, answer the same question everyone asks, but only answer it once, or use screen share in order to deliver powerful presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, video chat is now a powerful and potentially underutilized asset in our business. We need to sit down and explore all of the opportunities we can use this product, this concept, to strengthen the relationship with our members and or our community. Let's be very clear about lesson number 6. It is tech and people that give you success. Let me say that again. It's not tech or people, it's tech and people that give you success. As humans, we are social beings. We share mirror neurons that allow us to match each other's emotions unconsciously as well as immediately. We, in fact, leak emotions to each other. We anticipate and mirror each other's movements when we're in sympathy or when we're in agreement with one another, i.e. when we're on the same side. And we can mirror each other's brain activity when we're engaged in storytelling, when we're engaged in listening, both halves of the communication conundrum. We simply want to achieve this state of human connection. And it's a mistake if we think that humans prefer the solitary life that technology can often offer. Indeed, the pandemic gave us that solitary life, but it meant there was a big component of our lives missing. We are simply more comfortable when we're connected. We're more comfortable sharing strong emotions. We're more comfortable sharing stories. And when led by a strong, charismatic leader who is keeping us safe and together, we are more comfortable. This is simply the science of human connection and the reality. So you can use as much technology as you like running your business or even leading your teams. This technology will improve the efficiencies, but it will never replace human connection. Owen talked about this earlier when he was talking about Coach Welly. It's a collaboration between tech and people. Too many business owners think it is either tech or people. It can and should be both. Now, I love what Les Mills in Auckland did in one of their clubs. This is an example of this collaboration between both. What they do is they run a virtual class in Auckland, and that class is simply on a screen. People come in at, let's say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they do a pump class. Simple as that. If the numbers to that class get up to a certain level, then the virtual instructor is replaced by a human instructor because they want that connection piece. Now, a Rex member of a 24-hour facility that we work with, well, it's pretty simple what they did. They actually, which I think is a really cool idea, is, they change their rosters occasionally. And they have staff come in at different times to surprise and delight their members. Whether it's come in early or stay late, they're coming in just to connect with the members. Simple as that. My personal trainer that I actually have, well, he sends me a program and he writes comments from previous sessions to me. But nothing beats hearing his voice when he praises my efforts. Technology will improve efficiencies, but technology will never replace humans in gyms. Your job is to ensure you have the right people in your organization. That's a whole another webinar. But your job is also to communicate to them clearly how technology fits into your business model and their subsequent role to complete the success equation. Let me say that again. This is important. You've got to communicate and work with your team to show them clearly how technology fits into the business model and their subsequent role to complete the success business equation. Spend as much as you like on technology for members, but you'll still need people to create the experience that will be long lasting. Simple as that, ladies and gents. All right, let's move to number 7. Perhaps a controversial one, because I know it's a sweeping statement, but for most of us, we really only just dabble in digital marketing. Like we place Facebook ads, we might do some Google SEO, and we call that digital marketing. For the majority of businesses, that's exactly where digital marketing stops. During Rachel Dale's and Margaret Ormsby's webinars as part of the Tech Summit, I was consistently whacked over the head with the obvious stick because they both dove into the depth and the complexity of true digital marketing. And I realized how many owners are only doing the basics and really not using digital to its fullest extent. When we put all the pieces of this digital puzzle together, we get a very comprehensive digital footprint for our business. So I want you to consider your own digital behavior. What do you do when you're buying online? What do you do when you're researching a product? Do you read the Google reviews on the restaurant that you're going to try? Do you check out their Instagram page? Do you click on the ad at the top on a Google search, or do you use the organic search? Do you go past 1 or page 2 of Google? Do you ever click on Facebook ads? Do you look at TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn? How do you use them? Finally, if you meet the avatar, the buying persona, the type of person that is your client or your member, your average client or member, then you will all of a sudden now have an idea of their digital behavior. Now, if you don't, then find someone that does match your average customer. Talk to your customer and ask similar questions. The answers that you get will impact your digital marketing strategy because it will tell you what your market are, where they are. They'll tell you what you need. And you may, in fact, not need a digital agency. You might be able to do it yourself, or you might need that agency who's got more knowledge. Now, I think there are 3 areas of huge opportunity for owners to turn digital marketing into real gold for you. Number 1 is know your numbers. And I mean really know your numbers. Make decisions based on those numbers. I have one Rex member whose role is to simply analyze the numbers every single day of their digital marketing campaigns. Then they tweak the wording, the placement, the imagery, the budgets, the time the ads are placed, and so much more. But this is only one business, only one of my Rex members. Numbers determine success. Numbers determine return on investment. And numbers mean that as management, we can throw out the principle called, I think it works. I think it works. When we know our numbers, we know it works or doesn't. Number 2, know what you are doing. If you're going to invest in digital marketing, you have a responsibility to your business to have a thorough understanding of all things digital. Now, if you don't have the time or the inclination, then bring someone on. Bring someone in-house if you need to. Bring someone on as an agency that can report the data to you. You can't set and forget this. You have to understand what you are doing. Number 3, if you are going to use an agency, ensure there is crystal clear agreement in place. It is imperative you know exactly what you can expect from them and then hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for what they will be delivering. In fact, I would go so far as having a weekly meeting with them, at least for the first 12 weeks, if not throughout the duration of your campaigns. They are accountable because they are spending your money. Finally, a reminder, if you solely rely on digital marketing, your business is on shaky ground. You'll remember Facebook crashed recently. Algorithms change regularly. All of this means you're playing on someone else's pitch, which means those rules can be changed at any time. You simply must have multiple marketing strategies that layer on top of your digital marketing. You cannot rely solely on digital marketing. In fact, I spoke to a client today who said, we decided to do a bus shelter ad right out the front of the gym. Kind of goes across what we've done. I'm like, great idea. Great idea. Together, you will get lead generation and hit your lead generation goals when you have a comprehensive digital marketing strategy and perhaps some old school marketing as well. Okay, let's go to number 8. Again, perhaps controversial. Social media is a waste of time. Now, my neighbors got a blower. I'm just going to shut the window. Sorry about that. I'm back. If I had $1, in fact, just 1 cent for every minute that I have spent on social media in the past 10 years, I would be a very rich man. In fact, we've seen all the research recently on how addictive social media is to us. According to a new study by Harvard University, self-disclosure on social networking sites lights up the same part of the brain that also ignites when taking an addictive substance. Social connection has simply become drugified by social media apps, making us vulnerable to perhaps compulsive overconsumption. Now, these apps can cause the release of large amounts of dopamine into our brains. Dopamine in our brains rewards the pathway all at once, just like heroin, meth, or alcohol. Okay? And it does this and it simply amplifies the feel-goodness properties that attract humans to each other in the first place. Dopamine is triggered by our brains. And we have this search and explore telling us, hey, pay attention to this, simply because something new is coming along. Add then artificial intelligence, the algorithms that we spoke about before. And what happens is social media learns what we've liked before, and therefore it suggests new things that are similar, but not exactly the same. And we're often running down that rabbit warren where we started on YouTube with how to do a squat, and we finish with how to put a cat up a wall or whatever strange thing we look at. So that is why we use social media personally. And then we use that personal use, to justify it in business. Throughout the past 24 months, I've heard lots about various algorithms. And sure, the intricacies may vary, but the reality is still the same. For people to see your posts that you're putting on your business social media pages, those posts must be liked, shared, or commented upon. Without those 3 engagements, then quite probably, the majority of people simply do not see your posts. So let me be clear. You, we, me, spend seconds, minutes, even hours preparing our social media posts, and then hardly anyone sees them. There's a problem here. No one has the intestinal fortitude to stop posting on social media. It's the fear of missing out. What are we missing out on if we don't post? We've all been so trained now that we have to post on socials for our business. But if we don't, we could be missing out on a lead. We could be missing out on an opportunity. But if you analyze your membership base over the last 30 days, I want to have you ask these 3 questions. Did you join our gym because you saw our posts on social media? Perhaps to the members. Have you continued training with us owing to the posts on social media? Or even the person that's cancelling. Are you cancelling your membership or training with us because we didn't put a certain type of message on socials to inspire you? I bet there's 3 out of 3 no's there. And yet we continue to post on socials. And why? Because I think we're simply trained to now. We want our members to like a post and we don't want to miss out. And I think one huge advantage of socials moving forward has to be moving to video. The posts that we are currently putting on are not getting engagement. We know video creates engagement. So I would be tempted, in fact, very tempted, to drop all my posts on social media, except for one quality video, one engaging video, one funny video, one that entertains, or one that educates. And that one finishes with a call to action. I wonder if that is a better social media strategy than what we're currently doing, because I don't think it's working. I don't think social media makes people join a gym, keeps them a member of a gym, or because of what we posted resulted in them cancelling. Just my thoughts. I welcome yours. Does anyone now have the courage to stop wasting time on social media? I wonder. And finally, lesson number 9. I want to introduce you to this funny little tool. It's called Google. Anyone heard of Google? I reckon this is the most powerful platform on the internet. And I think the fitness industry underutilizes Google on so many levels. So many levels. My top 5 missed opportunities for Google are these. I'm not even going to try to explain Google My Business listing. I want you to go back and listen to Margaret Ormsby's webinar, which is included as part of the virtual summit. She steps you through exactly what you need to do for Google My Business listing. She explains getting your Google My Business listing right will directly impact your search engine optimization organically. No cost to you. Google My Business, get it right, will get you further up the Google listings. Secondly, most businesses build their websites and then they never touch it again. And that's not helping them at all. Your website is not a brochure. It's not a flyer. For Google purposes, it is a living organism. It needs oxygen every single week to survive, and that oxygen is content. Google wants to see your website being updated, being changed, improved, and that will improve your rankings. And the most fascinating thing is you all have content that you produce every week. You just don't put it on your website. You put it on social media. In 2022, maybe you should allocate more love to your website. Now, I'm not saying you need to rebuild your website. I'm saying you need to care for it. Let me give you an example. We replaced our 5-year-old website for the Fitness Business Podcast this year. I thought it looked awesome. I thought the website, the finished product was fantastic. But I wondered if Google actually agreed with me. So I had an SEO specialist run some diagnostic tests on the site. They found that the site was slow to load. We had several hundred broken links and so many more other things that impacted the speed of the site and the ability to be found on Google. We are now 3 months down the track cleaning up our website. We got another 3 months to go, but we've already doubled the loading speed of the website. Google love fast loading websites. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. If you show love to your website, Google will show love to you. I also think that most fitness businesses are missing out on YouTube and the opportunities that YouTube actually present. Now, Google, of course, is the most used search engine on the planet. YouTube is the second most, and Google owns YouTube. So you can see how these two companies work together. You're all producing an insane amount of content. You might be placing it on TikTok, on Reels. You might be doing Facebook Lives, Insta Lives. But all of this content could be reused on YouTube and then repurposed on your website as a blog. But that's another story for a day. Let me give you an example. How-to videos. You can be doing how-to videos for exercises and nutrition. I had a client that I work with who did who had a CrossFit box, and they did a video and they put on YouTube. And the name of the video was squatting for maximum benefit or maximum results, something like that. And I think they ran it for about a week on YouTube, and they had like maybe 10, 20 views. They changed the title of that video to how to squat if you're a CrossFit beginner. How to squat if you're a CrossFit beginner. What do you think somebody would put in to Google or into YouTube to try to search? How to squat as a beginner. So those words have such a powerful impact. YouTube is very, very powerful for you. Now, next on my list is Google Analytics. Taken straight from Google, this is what they say. Google Analytics is a web analytics service offered by Google that tracks and reports website traffic. Many of us have heard of Google Analytics, but do we use the power of Google Analytics to enhance our business? Knowing what it can do is step one, and step two is the 2022 opportunity, and that is understanding how to take the information from Google and what Google collects and improve our website traffic, improve our website experience. With so many people researching before buying, any information that you can garner from your website will be now a good thing. And finally, on my list of Google is the Google Academy. Again, taking directly from Google. In a world where digital transformation is the new normal, we're here to help you understand the skills, know-how, and behaviors that need to reach customers in the moments that matter, accelerate growth, and create sustainable competitive advantage. And most Google Academy courses are free. They're free. These are the 5 opportunities that I think you're missing out on if you're not using Google to its fullest extent. In 2022, you can get the most from Google. It's estimated Google has around 63,000 search queries every second. That's 5.6 billion searches every day. Wouldn't it be nice if just in one of those searches you came up? And you can come up when you take advantage of this powerful tool. So let's analyze all of those lessons that I've shared today. Let's run a critical eye over them as we move into 2022. Let's break them down into what they cost. How much money are these lessons going to cost you? Okay, so the first one was ensuring your automation doesn't make you look stupid. No cost to that one other than your time to check on everything. Determining your business model. And should your business model be focused on face-to-face, digital, or a hybrid model? Simply that determination is no cost to you. You need to catch up and get ahead of your tech-savvy customers. Now, to me, this is more of an attitude and direction you want to head. So again, no cost to you. Pushing back on your software providers, whatever software you use in your business, so that it gives you what you want. That should be at no cost. The pushing back, the conversations, they're free. You might need to pay for some customization. So there's some money that you have to spend. Zoom's probably free for most of you. Building a digital marketing strategy. Building the strategy is free. Sure, implementation may come at a cost, but if you know what your strategy is, you'll spend more wisely. Social media, understanding what you want from it, no cost again. And then I just gave you all of those great free tools from Google. So I think, in all reality, I really haven't spent a lot of money yet for you on embracing technology in 2022. I can see that some of the decisions that you make will lead to money being spent. But at least that money being spent on technology will be money spent that will impact your business. When you are analyzing your business and determining where the issues are, where the problems are, it allows you then to find the solutions. And finally, where technology can help you. Technology is all around you. You live with it in your life. Some of us, well, we live more with it than others. Some of us embrace it and use it to improve the efficiencies of our lives, like the robots that cut grass or the robots that do the vacuuming for us. Others just dabble in technology, but we all use it. And technology in business is exactly the same. It is there for us to embrace. It is there to improve efficiencies and effectiveness of our business. All of our sponsors for the Tech Summit have incredible products that will both improve efficiencies and effectiveness of your business. You simply need to understand how you want to use technology in your business. You need to plot the path and then move along the path. These days, you need to move along the path at light speed because the people around you are moving at light speed. As the leader of your business, your responsibility is to work on your business. That working on the business is about exploring innovation and possibilities. As Steve Jobs said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. Are you crazy enough to think you can change your business? I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. I hope you got some real value out of today's webinar. And if you did, please share the link with people so they can come along and watch it. You can get the replay of this when you go to fitnessindustrytechsummit.com.au. I want to say a huge thank you to Chantel from Wellness Solutions and Owen from the Wellness Program. It's great having both of them on board as sponsors, for without them and all of our other sponsors who have enabled us to deliver the virtual Tech Summit, thank you. It's been incredible what we've done. Over 20 hours of webinars and education to help you run your businesses better. Now, in 2022, the Tech Summit is face-to-face. It is a live event in Sydney on the 22nd and 23rd of February and is for everybody in the fitness industry. Why wouldn't you book? Why wouldn't you book when you see everything that you get, everything included, including a dinner at the gala night dinner, 5-star food, amazing education, the first opportunity to network with people within the industry for over 2 years. We have a boutique trade show. It's just going to be phenomenal. And of course, we are the only event in Australia that has a COVID guarantee. We will give you 100% of your money back or transfer your registration to 2023 if COVID regulations stop you being able to attend. You have no risk. No risk. So thank you for being part of today's final webinar. Thank you to all those that have sat in on many of the other webinars. It's been a delight to host these. I've learned so much, and I hope today, taking what I've learned from all of the webinars, put them into lessons, make it very, very usable content for you. I look forward to seeing you in February at the live event. In the meantime, have an awesome Christmas, a terrific New Year. Keep washing your hands, wear a mask if you have to, stay safe, and please remember to stay physically distant, not socially distant from your friends and your loved ones this Christmas. I'll see you in February.